Hello, I'm Grandma DJ. Actually, I'm Dorothy Richmond. They call me Grandma DJ. And I love to write short stories. Here's one about me when I was young, and I call it, what do I call it? Fairyland. It happened when I was going to Chapman College. My roommate at Chapman was a junior named Mona. Her view of city life had become a little jaded. Mona seemed to enjoy seeing LA through my eager eyes. None of us had cars, but by November I had learned that you get on the bus at the front and exit at the side. You board a trolley at the side and exit at the front. Mona had several of her friends who were going downtown, and they invited me along. Mona wanted me to see the animated figures in the big department store windows. Remember, this was 1950, before Disneyland, before I'd ever seen television, and before stores stayed open after 5:30. We left after class, rush hour, and the bus was crowded. All five of us girls stood in the aisle and hung on to leather straps. Mona described things as we passed them. Angel's Flight, actually only a concrete bench and some steps, and then Fairyland. Now that excited me. I said, "Oh my goodness, I'd love to show this to my nieces." I leaned over to see. I expected to see a gingerbread house, quaint fence of striped candy, but it was just a drab little park, pigeons strutting around at the feet of dejected old men slumped on benches. I noticed that the businessmen on the bus had snapped down their newspapers. They were listening intently. Mona pushed me off the bus at the very next stop, and she and the girls grouped in a menacing semicircle around me. Diesel exhaust and bits of torn paper swirled around us as she pushed me against the wall. Mona was miffed. She said, "Are you telling me that you don't know what a fairy is?" I said, "Of course I do. I've known since I was a little girl." Well, Mona explained things to me and told me that Fairyland was really called Pershing Square. Our college president was hosting his annual ball, and a bespectacled preacher's son named Robert asked me to be his date. Robert was about my height, so I needed to buy silver flats to go with my blue formal. I had more courage in riding the city buses now, so I took the Sunset Boulevard bus to look for a store. Nearly all the passengers had left the bus when the driver said, "Miss, this is the end of the line. This bus will be going into the garage." When I told him what I was looking for, he showed me some lights a couple of blocks north and suggested that there might be a shoe store there. After getting directions about how to get a bus back to Chapman, I walked over. It was already getting dark, and I knew the shops would be closing soon. Then I spotted it, a big cutout of ballet shoes. When I stepped into that tiny, narrow shop, I smelled leather and glue, and as my eyes adjusted to the dim light, I recognized autographed pictures of people like John Wayne, Tex Ritter, and some important looking dancers. In broken but passionate English, the Italian shopkeeper explained that he made custom footwear. Behind him on the wall were aluminum templates of cowboy boots and tiny ballet shoes, all identified with a name and number. He was very proud of his work. To a country girl like me, the whole place was fascinating. The most arresting thing in that shop was a single multicolored clown shoe. It was huge. Well, the storekeeper directed me to a store about a block away. When I got there, the store was ablaze with the lights from 3 huge brass chandeliers. The carpet was a soft blue-gray color and was so soft it felt like walking in sand. There were 3 men standing at attention, and they bowed deferentially as I told them what I was looking for. I'm pretty sure they worked on commission, because the young man who was helping me was very friendly. And as he slipped a silver shoe on my left foot, he said, "I'll bet these are for something very special." I told him about the president's ball, and he asked if we had many affairs at our school. Well, I thought he asked if we had many fairies at our school. Poor guy, I'm sure he had no idea why I stood up quickly and said in a stiff voice, "None that I know of." Oh yeah, I was getting a college education all right. It was Fairyland and I didn't even know it. That's my story. Thanks for listening.